Good morning, students. Today we will start our second topic, nomenclature of parasite. So, first introduction. What is the nomenclature? The term nomenclature comes from the Latin word nomen, it means name, and clauture means to call. So, literally, it means to call by name. It is the role of nomenclature to provide labels for taxa at all levels in order to facilitate communication among biologists. And the animal parasites are named according to International Code of Zoological Nomenclature, means ICZN, which is based on the principle of binomial nomenclature of Linnaeus. The 10th edition of his book, named Systema Nature, published in 1758, is accepted as a starting point for zoological nomenclature. On the 11th January in 1961, finally a draft was prepared and submitted to the International Congress of Zoological Nomenclature. It was then approved by the Commission and finally accepted by voting as International Code for Zoological Nomenclature and published by International Trust of Zoological Nomenclature in 1961. So the taxa in which organism may be placed are recognized by international agreement. The chief point of this agreement was the first animal classification start from the kingdom, after that subkingdom, phylum, subphylum, class, subclass, order, suborder, superfamily, family, subfamily, genus, species, and in last subspecies. So some important rules are given for the which are apply for the nomenclature. So we discuss here. The first zoological nomenclature rule of nomenclature is the zoological nomenclature is independent of botanical terminology. Second one is the designation of genera is uninomial, for species binomial, and for subspecies trinomial. The scientific name of animal are in Latin, and the name of family is formed by adding ed, means IDAE, and subfamily by adding INAE to the root of the name of the type of genus. And the genus begins in a capital letter while species begins with a small letter. Generic and species and subspecies name in italic or should be underlined. Each parasite having two names, a generic name and a specific, in which former begins with an initial capital letter and the capital letter with an initial small letter, and after which comes the designator names followed by punctuation and finally the year. For example, here parasite Parascaris equarum Linnaeus 1758. It means the common name of intestinal roundworm of horse is Parascaris Linnaeus 1758. It indicates that it belongs to genus Parascaris and the name of species is Equarum, which is given by the scientist Linnaeus in which year 1758. So that is the complete nomenclature of the parasite. When the name assigned to the parasite is later transferred, the correct name is written as usual followed by the original name with the year of parenthesis. So it is the correct nomenclature. Some important point regarding nomenclature or disease name by the parasite. First is infection. So what is the infection? The presence of an agent that has the ability to cause disease. And what is the disease? And the occurrence of any dysfunction in the body is a disease. What is infectious? So capable of causing infection is infectious by the parasite. So for example, we understand this point here. The dog saw no adverse symptom to the two female Dirophila emetis in its right ventricle. That is called infection. There is no adverse effect. And second, the if 1,000 juvenile Haemonchus contractus causing severe anemia in the lamb, that is infection plus disease. Likewise, cat suffering from large bowel diarrhea due to Trichomonas fetus, they pass so many tryphocytes in their feces that it is the infection, disease and infectious. So next is important thing is SNOPAC, standardized nomenclature of animal parasitic disease. An expert committee appointed by the WAVP, he formulated a uniform and proper terminology to denominate animal parasitic disease or infection as follows in 1988. First is, they suggest the suffix osis is to be added to the stem of the name of the parasite taxon, which is in general formed from the nominative of the taxa by the omission of the last one or two letters. For example, Trypanosoma. So Trypanosoma, in Trypanosoma, disease called trypanosomosis. Trypanosomiasis. So here a trypanosoma, last word a delete and trypanosome plus osis. In continuation, fasciola, here a delete and fasciolosis, add osis. So suffix osis is added to the stem. And the stem is formed from the genitive, where taxa end with x in the nominative. For example, nominative is pulex, genitive name is pulicis, and disease name is pulicosis. Pulic, then add osis, pulicosis. Suppose Demodex, Demodix, genitive name, and disease name is Demodicosis. In case of Cythostoma, that comes under family Syngamidae, the disease name is formed from the stem of the genitive cythostomat plus osis, cythostomatosis. Other names, similar name, cythostomum. These comes under family Strongylidae. Here disease name is cythostome plus osis. So disease name is cythostomosis. In case of cythostoma under comes family Syngamidae, disease name is cythostomatosis, and here cythostomum, cythostomosis. Such like in some cases the disease name is formed from the full generic name of the parasite only by adding the suffix osis. For example, hepatozoonosis, and add the osis, disease name is hepatozoonosis. The terms are also being used presently which are not formed from the taxonomic name of the parasite, such as malaria, Sarra, Nagana, Chagas disease, etc. And last, the suggestion of using the suffix osis is to denote parasitic disease with apparent clinical manifestation, and the suffix easis to denote subclinical infections is not accepted. So this was the nomenclature of parasite and the SNOPAD, standard nomenclature of animal parasitic disease. So one thing is left in previous lecture, first lecture, the proteolien parasite. So proteolien parasite are those which in insect species in which only their immature stages are parasite. Mainly they comes a special class under parasitoid, and generally the juvenile phase of their lives as parasites and ultimately destroy or consume their host to emerge as free living adults. For example, Hymenoptera order. So in under Hymenoptera, bees, ants, wasps comes. So these are example of proteolien parasites. Thanks.